join
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
I hope am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Deepika ma'am, shall I start?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Darshna ma'am, please start.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Darshna Mishra, Assistant Professor of CBS College of Pharmacy and Technology. On behalf of CBS family, it's our pleasure to welcome our honorable guest, Mr. Prasad R. Bhagwat, sir. Now, I would like to share something about Prasad, sir. Mr. Prasad R. Bhagwat sir is an B Pharmacy and Masters in Marketing Management. He has profound 25 years of experience in academic and management. He worked for estimate organization and at respectable and challengeable position like director and dean. Presently, he is head of the Department for Industrial Institute of Interaction and Placement Cell at Sri Sankripa Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now, I would like to invite our principal ma'am, Dr. Deepika ma'am, to share a few words with us. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, everyone. I wish and pray that all are safe and healthy. At this pandemic situation, I wish good health for you and your family. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Prasad R. Bhagav in this webinar. This webinar has been specially designed for all of you to understand the importance and depth of pharma marketing. Students, marketing is very diverse and vibrant sector. Marketing is key driving force behind every successful drug. More specifically, marketing enables pharma companies to identify, anticipate, and provide solution for customer requirement. I'm thankful to Prasad sir for sparing some precious moment from his busy schedule to impart his knowledge of pharma marketing experience with all of us. Students, it will be very beneficial lecture for all of you. Listen very carefully and clear all your doubts with him at the end of the session. So not taking much of the time, thank you everyone and take care. Darshna ma'am, please continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I hand over this webinar to Prasad sir. Prasad sir, please.
Yeah. So thank you very much, ma'am. First of all, very good morning to all of you. I am very much thankful to all the officials of CBS College of Pharmacy and Technology for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with the pharmacy students. I am also very much thankful to Principal Dr. Deepika ma'am. I am also very much thankful to all the senior faculty members for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And more than that, I'm also very much thankful to all the students also. I can remember my college days when I started my pharmacy career, and it was very unfortunate for us those days, as those days the technologies was not that much developed, and we had a limited resources as far as this resources are concerned. So, but nowadays, with the help of this technology, we can arrange many of such seminars and workshops, and so that we can get the best of the knowledge from these expert faculties, which are from outside from the industry or from the teaching community. Once again, I'm very much thankful to all of you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts with you. Just one second. Aryan? Aryan? Presentation on.
मैं क्या करूं तो मुझे बस नहीं है
On
क्लास चल रही है गाना दूसरे वाले में चला दे चाचू अपने वाले में चला दे चाचू गाना बुआ की क्लास चल रही है ना पढ़ रही है ना
Before I go ahead my further presentation, first of all, let me offer my Aryan. Aryan. Once again, let me offer my sincere thanks to my parents and my teachers also, because as you know that these are the pillars in my life, and only because of them today whatever I have achieved in my life is only because of my teachers, and of course because of my parents also. Apart from my parents and teachers, of course there is a big role which has been played by all the well wishers also. So before we go ahead for the further presentation, let me congratulate to all the pharmacy students, because you have chosen a very right field. Why I'm saying right field? Because students, as long as human beings are there, medicines are required, and you have chosen a very right field, the field which has been highly recognized all over the world. Initially, we'll see the brief nature and status of pharmaceutical industry, what this pharmaceutical industry is all about. Pharmaceutical industry is students mainly recognized by maintenance of high quality standard because it concerns with the lives of the people. Students, can we compromise on the quality of the medicines? No, we cannot compromise on the quality of the medicines. You will be surprised to know that pharmaceutical industry is the only industry where you can see maximum number of regulatory authorities are there, and these regulatory authorities are mainly to control the prices of drugs, to control the quality of the drugs. So as long as human beings are there, medicines are required, and this pharmaceutical industry is taking all its efforts to maintain the quality of the medicines. And we cannot compromise on the quality of the medicines at all, because it is directly concerned with the lives of the people. If you look at the history of pharmaceutical industry right from 1910 till today, you can see that there are many medical discoveries, whether these discoveries are big and small, but it has played a very big role in increasing the life expectancy of the people, and because of which we have improved the quality of the life has also been improved. You can see the discovery of antibiotics also. It was discovered by Sir Alexander Fleming in 1929, when penicillin was discovered. So later on, there were many medical discoveries. So it doesn't matter whether these discoveries were big and small, but certainly it has played a very big role in improving the life expectancy, and because of which we are enjoying the better quality of the life also. Medicines has become an important part of modern healthcare system today, and it has helped us significantly to reduce the burden of deaths and diseases worldwide. Students, you will be surprised to know that if you look at the global pharmaceutical structure, where you can see that maximum deaths and diseases are mainly due to the infectious diseases. And the Indian pharmaceutical industry has also played a big role in providing the affordable, cost-effective medicines in anti-infective drugs also. So nowadays, medicines has become an important part of this entire healthcare system. If you look at the society around you, you will see that many of your friends and even your near dear relatives also, you will see that they are suffering from hypertension, they are suffering from blood pressures also. So medicines has become a routine daily part of medicines, means what I can say, tablets, it has become a routine daily part of our daily life. This is how the medicines has become an integral part of our healthcare, and healthcare is unimaginable without medicines. If you look at the contribution of Indian pharmaceutical industry at a global level and at a domestic level also, India is one of the, as you know, that India is one of the fastest growing economies of the world, and Indian pharmaceutical industry has been an important constituent to the pharma sector worldwide also. Students, as you can see here, the total domestic market of Indian pharmaceutical industry has crossed 1.4 lakh crore rupees. And if you look at the total size of Indian pharmaceutical industry, it has gone more than 3.1 lakh crore rupees, but that includes the drugs and medical devices also. The growth rate of Indian pharmaceutical industry is around 7 to 8%, and in drug sector, and 15 to 16% in a medical device sector. So students, if you look at that, if you look at these figures, if you look at this data, you can understand the contribution of Indian pharmaceutical industry. Indian pharmaceutical industry is the third largest in the world in terms of volume and 10th largest in terms of value. Apart from that, the students, I am very much interested in the second point. Our industry has been called as the pharmacy of the world. Why we are called as a pharmacy of the world? It is very interesting to note that India is one of the biggest supplier of low-cost vaccines in the world, and these vaccines are available at a very low price. But even though they are available at a low price, we have never compromised on the quality of the medicines. And not only vaccines, but in case of other medicines also, in case of generic medicines also, we are called as the pharmacy of the world. So students, what I would like to say is that you are into a right profession. Why I'm saying the right profession is that because, as I said in the beginning, as long as medicines are, as long as human beings are there, medicines are required. And if you look at the contribution of Indian industry at a global level and at a domestic level also, and why we are being called as the pharmacy of the world, अपने इंडस्ट्री को pharmacy of the world क्यों कहा जाता है? Because the thing is that हम जो vaccines manufacture करते हैं, वो vaccines हम low cost में manufacture करते हैं, but at the same time हम उनकी quality में कोई compromise नहीं करते. So that's why we are called as the pharmacy of the world. Apart from that, students, we are also the largest provider of generic drugs globally. This word globally is very important. If you look at the contribution of Indian industry, not only in terms of vaccines and other medicines, but in case of generic drugs also, we are largest provider of generic drugs globally also. It is also interesting to note that students, if you look at the contribution of Indian industry in antiretroviral drugs, आपको मालूम होगा कि एंटी रिट्रोवायरल ड्रग किसको कहा जाता है? जो मेडिसिन्स एड्स में यूज किए जाते हैं, द मेडिसिन्स व्हिच आर बीइंग यूज्ड इन एड्स, they are being called as antiretroviral drugs. So over 80% of these antiretroviral drugs, उनका जो supply है, that supply has been from the Indian pharmaceutical industry. Indian pharmaceutical supplies over 50% of a global demand for various vaccines also. Students, apart from that, it is very interesting to note that we are exporting the drugs to more than 200 countries in the world, including highly regulated market like US is there, West Europe is there, Japan is there, and Australia is there. But in all these countries, US is one of the key market for Indian pharmaceutical industry. So students, if you look at the initial contribution of the industry, there are 2-3 points which comes in our mind. One is that initially we'll see it once again. As I said, we cannot compromise on the quality of the medicines because we are directly concerned with the lives of the people. Medicines has become an important part of our daily healthcare system also. If you look at the contribution of our Indian industry and their turnover also, the turnover has crossed to more than 1.4 lakh crore rupees. And if you look at the total size of the industry, including the drugs and medical devices, it has crossed to more than 3 lakh crore rupees. And this Indian industry is growing at a rate of 7 to 8% in a drug sector, and in case of 15 to 16% in a medical device sector. As I said, why we are called as the pharmacy of the world? It is very we all are really fortunate to say that. In fact, we all are lucky to say that, and it is only because of the contribution of our Indian scientists that we are called as the pharmacy of the world, because the cost involved in manufacturing of drugs and pharmaceuticals, not only in vaccines, but in case of other medicines also, the cost involved in manufacturing of drugs and pharmaceuticals and especially vaccines, the cost is very low if we compare it with the other countries. So because of low cost, we have never, even though the cost of our medicines is low as compared to other countries, but we have never compromised on the quality of the medicines. That's why we are called as the pharmacy of the world. यहाँ भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट बात है कि जो 80% एंटी रेट्रोवायरल ड्रग है जो पूरे ग्लोबल को वर्ल्ड को हम सप्लाई करते हैं. एंड सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट जो ड्रग का जो एक्सपोर्ट रहता है, इंडियन ड्रग्स एंड फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, दे आर बीइंग सप्लाइड टू मोर देन 200 कंट्रीज इन द वर्ल्ड. उसमें कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज है? उसमें यूएस है, वेस्ट यूरोप है, जापान है एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया है. लेकिन इन ऑल दीज कंट्रीज US is one of the key market for our Indian pharmaceutical industry. As you know that now you can imagine, you can observe that, or you can experience that healthcare awareness is also increasing day by day. And nowadays people are willing to spend on quality healthcare. That itself creates a huge market potential. Students, you will be surprised to know that the medicines which are being available today, these medicines were not available around, I can say it, 20 years back or 25 years back. And nowadays, if you look at the contribution of these drugs and pharmaceuticals, you can name any diseases. Nowadays, medicines are available. So, but at the same time, people are also because of their lifestyle and their eating habits, it has also, you can see a progressive growth in the lifestyle related diseases segments also. So which are those segments, students, apart from these lifestyle related diseases, and there is a change in eating habits also. These could be the two factors through which we can see a growth in the lifestyle related disease segments. So apart from that, students, these are the four segments. One is cardiovascular is there, then anti-diabetic is there, antidepressant is there, and anti-cancer is there. So these are the four main therapeutic areas where you can see a progressive growth, or the demand of medicines will be increased, especially in these four segments. Medicine spending in India is also has grown from will grow from 9 to 12% in next 5 years, and because of which I can say that India could be one of the top 10 countries in terms of medicine spending. So students, if you look at the contribution of Indian pharmaceutical industry, if you look at the awareness of the people as far as medicines are concerned, and if you look at the growth rate also, we can 100% say that India is one of the top 10 countries in the world as far as medicine spending is concerned. And if you look at the growth rate on medicine spending, the growth rate earlier, those days around 20 years back, the growth rate was low. But if you look at the today's growth rate, the growth rate is 7 to 8%, but it will grow to 9 to 12% in next 5 years. So students, this was brief about the Indian pharmaceutical industry, because being as a pharmacy students, we must be aware about, we must know what is the present status and nature of our Indian pharmaceutical industry. As far as students, this pharmaceutical marketing is concerned, pharma industry are nowadays adopting innovative promotional strategies through which we can maintain a best position in a cutthroat competition. Students, you will be surprised to know that for a single brand, for a single molecule nowadays, 100 different brands are available in the market. So you can understand the level of competition in the market. So to maintain their position in the market, industry is adopting different strategies. They are adopting innovative promotional strategies through which they can maintain their position in this cutthroat competition. मैंने cutthroat competition, this word has been specifically used. Why I have used this word, students? क्योंकि क्या है, for a single molecule आजकल market में more than 100 different brands are available in the market. So it has become very difficult for the person, those who are working in the field, whether they are from marketing department or a sales department, to communicate their products to the doctors. And it has become very difficult even for doctors also to remember the particular brands also, because there is a very tough competition in the market. But these companies have to survive and to progress also. So for their survival and progress, these companies have to adopt the innovative product promotional strategies. So how they can develop their product promotional strategies? They can study the competitor strategies also, and accordingly they can frame their own strategies also. So a very strong and different approach of promotion is required as compared to the competitor, because to promote your brand into the market, initially we'll have to study the competitor strategies, on what level competitor has grabbed the market, or what strategy that competitor has adopted, and accordingly we can design our strategies. There is a different department in the marketing in the industry itself who can design all these strategies, all these promotional strategies to sustain their products or to promote their products in this cutthroat competition. It is also interesting to note that student, if you look at the expenses which are being incurred on sales, promotion and marketing, these expenses are, I can say that these expenses could be high if you compare the expenses which are being incurred on the R&D department. So sales, promotion and marketing expenditure is steadily increasing due to increasing competitive pressure also. Why there is a competitive pressure? Because मैंने beginning में आपको कहा था कि for a single molecule more than 100 brands are available in the market. So अपनी जो कंपनीज है उनको कंपनीज को it has become very difficult. क्यों? क्योंकि उनको वो ब्रांड डॉक्टर के माइंड में रजिस्टर करने के लिए they have to use or they have to adopt the different promotional strategies. Now इनको ये promotional strategies डिजाइन करने के लिए और to design the promotional materials also it needs heavy expenditure. So all the expenses, if you look at the expenses which are being incurred on the sales and marketing, definitely these expenses are very high, and it is only because of this competitive pressure. There is a huge competitive pressure in the market. Initially, we'll see the concept of marketing. What is marketing? Marketing is the source of many important new ideas in management thoughts and practices. Or we can say that marketing is the management process which is responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying the customer's requirements profitably. So students, what is the ultimate objective of marketing? Marketing's ultimate objective is to satisfy the demands of customers. So that is the main objective behind this marketing. And apart from that, they have to promote the brand image of the industry also. But students, there is a very big difference between pharmaceutical marketing and consumer marketing. It's very interesting being as a pharmacy students, आपको इसमें से ये समझ आना चाहिए कि इसमें से difference क्या है, pharmaceutical, how pharmaceutical marketing is different from consumer marketing. Students, in consumer marketing, we can directly go and meet the ultimate consumer. Ultimate consumer means the person who is going to consume it. लेकिन pharmaceutical marketing में ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. The pharmaceutical marketing में we cannot go and directly promote our products to the patients. We cannot do it. We cannot promote our products directly to the patients. Instead of that, pharmaceutical marketing is a very different system where we have to promote our products to the medical community or to the physicians. Then being as a patients, we approach to the doctors, and then doctor write the prescription, then we go to the chemist level, and उसके बाद chemist अपने को वो medicines दे देता है. So this is the main difference between consumer marketing and a pharmaceutical marketing. समझ में आया difference? Pharmaceutical marketing में we can promote our products only to the doctors. हम patients को products directly promote नहीं कर सकते. But in case of consumer marketing, there are many industries where you can see this consumer marketing is being applied, where they can directly go and meet the final consumer. लेकिन pharmaceutical marketing में ऐसा नहीं है. That is not possible in pharmaceutical marketing. अभी pharmaceutical marketing में कौन कौन से tools use की जाते हैं? There are many tools which are being used to promote the products. For example, advertising है उसमें, mailing है. We can directly go and meet the physicians also. And as you know that there are many representatives which are being employed by this industry. These representatives are called as a medical representative also. They are being also called as a pharmaceutical sales professionals also. They are being also called as a professional sales representatives. So even though their nomenclature is a different, देखिए कंपनी में हर एक कंपनी ने अलग नाम रखा होगा. किसी ने प्रोफेशनल सेल्स रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स कहते हैं, कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि कुछ कंपनीज कहती है कि फार्मास्यूटिकल सेल्स रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स, कुछ कंपनीज कहती है medical representative. So even though their names are different, but that ultimate objective is to promote their products to the doctors or to the medical community. Marketers have to understand the real needs, wants, beliefs, and attitudes of customers towards products and services also. So any marketer, whether it is from a pharmaceutical marketing or a consumer marketing, what is their ultimate objective? First, they have to see their needs. They have to see their wants also, and they have to see, and being as a marketer, we have to see the attitudes of customers towards our products and services. The objective of pharmaceutical marketing is to make a profit through satisfying the customers' needs and wants. Pharmaceutical marketing is presently the most organized, and the entire information system has been arranged in a such a way that through which we can update the physicians, details about the physicians. We can also find out the availability of the medicines. Here in pharmaceutical marketing, we go and meet the doctors. We tell them about the availability. We tell the doctors about the safety of the drug. We tell the doctors about the efficacy hazards or the techniques of using the medicines also. So pharmaceutical marketing involves all the promotional activities which are being carried out by an organization to make the pharmaceutical products and cares a reality, and which are being available to the customers. Pharmaceutical marketing can also play a role in raising the awareness of the people through which doctors can have an access to their medicines, because these are the person, medical representatives are the person. वही लोग डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, वो डॉक्टर्स को प्रोडक्ट्स प्रमोट करते हैं. So doctors also get an opportunity to understand the recent developments in these medicines, and doctors को वो awareness generate करते हैं regarding as far as medicines are concerned. उसका फायदा पेशेंट्स को क्या हो जाता है? Because patients can get better medicines. Pharmaceutical marketing also ensures timely access to new studies, clinical data, dosaging information, and updated drug safety profiles also. ये जो pharmaceutical companies होती है, ये companies, they not only promote their products to the doctors, but apart from that, वो doctors को इसके बारे में भी बताते हैं. किसके बारे में? They also guide the doctors, or they also give the details to the new studies. किसी drug का clinical data है, तो उसके बारे में वो information देते हैं. Then they also give the dosaging information देते हैं, उस ड्रग का सेफ्टी प्रोफाइल क्या है इसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन देते हैं. So pharmaceutical marketing is not only about the promoting the products to the doctors, but apart from that, their job is also to present the new studies, new clinical data, new dosaging information, and anything which is related with the drug safety profiles. All this information is generally being provided by these sales and marketing people. Now, in this entire system, who is going to play a big role? As you know that medical representative is the vital communication link between the drug manufacturer and a medical professional. Medical representative is also being called as a reliable source of feedback on what is happening to the company's product in the competitive market. Students, मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि what I said in the initial stage is that we have to first understand, or we have to first study the competitors' marketing strategies, and accordingly we can prepare our accordingly companies can prepare, or companies can design their own promotional strategies. लेकिन ये promotional strategies बनाने के लिए companies को information चाहिए ना, तो who is going to provide that information? जो medical representative or pharmaceutical sales representative, or they are being also called as a professional sales representative, ये जो market में काम करते हैं ना, the one who promotes the products to the doctors, ये लोग सारी information companies को देते हैं. So there is a feedback mechanism, and this feedback mechanism is involved through the medical representative. So medical representative is the most reliable source. Why it is most reliable source, students? Because he is actually working in the field and he knows what is happening to their products. कभी कभी क्या हो जाता है कि sometimes even though doctors are prescribing their products, लेकिन उसका जो ड्रग का जो फ्लेवर रहता है और जो टेस्ट रहती है, that test may not be acceptable to the patients. So ये जो पेशेंट्स है होते हैं, ये पेशेंट्स डॉक्टर को इंफॉर्मेशन देते हैं, सर की सर इसका ये है, आई हैव कंज्यूम दिस मेडिसिन, लेकिन सर इसका टेस्ट अच्छा नहीं है, टेस्ट बहुत बेटर टेस्ट है, ये है वो है. और इफ दे फाइंड आउट एनी एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शंस आल्सो, सो ऑल दीज इंफॉर्मेशंस, ये जो मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है ना, दिस मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव कलेक्ट्स दिस एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द डॉक्टर्स और इवन फ्रॉम द नियर बाय chemist shop also. So they collect all this vital information and they communicate, or they pass on this information to the company. So that's why here we are saying that medical representative is the most reliable source of feedback on what is happening to the company's product in the market. Students, as you can see here, this is a pharmaceutical value chain, and this value chain starts with right from drug discovery, drug development, manufacturing, distribution, and sales and marketing. Being as a sales and marketing professionals also, students, we must know the pharmaceutical value chain and which are these 5 important steps where a drug has to pass through. One is that, students, as you know, that the initial process starts from drug discovery. Drug discovery is nothing but here we identify, here we synthesize and screen the molecules or chemicals for their safety and efficacy. Then next process drug development aa jati hai. Drug development mein kya hota hai? This is the process of bringing a new drug into the market. Second aa jata hai ki manufacturing aa jata hai. Drugs manufacturing are the systems required for the quality control which covers the manufacturing and testing of drugs also. उसके बाद आ जाता है कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्टेज आ जाती है. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्टेज में क्या हो जाता है, दैट आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू लेटर. देन आफ्टर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, देन वी एंटर्स इनटू ए sales and marketing department. This sales and marketing department, students, it is also called as the medico marketing department. Students, if you look at the supply chain of Indian pharmaceutical market, यहाँ आप देख लीजिए कि यहाँ here we starts with the pharmaceutical company first initially. Then pharmaceutical companies, मैंने जैसे आपको बताया कि वो मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स अपॉइंट करते हैं. मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं एंड दे प्रमोट देयर प्रोडक्ट्स टू द डॉक्टर्स, एंड वी एज ए पेशेंट विजिट टू द डॉक्टर्स. देन डॉक्टर राइट द प्रिस्क्रिप्शंस फॉर द पेशेंट्स. उसके बाद पेशेंट केमिस्ट के पास जाता है एंड देन केमिस्ट वो जो मेडिसिन डॉक्टर ने प्रिस्क्राइब की है वो पेशेंट को दे देता है. बट द थिंग इज दैट अगेन केमिस्ट हैज टू ब्रिंग दोज मेडिसिन्स. सो अगेन ही वेंट टू द he goes to the stockist, and then stockist again goes to the company depot, and that is it has been also called as a C&F agent. So students, if you look at the supply chain of Indian pharmaceutical market, as you can see here, pharmaceutical company है, company generally एक C&F agent appoint करते हैं, और that or it can also be called as a company depot. Company depot के बाद you can see that there are many stockists are also available in the market, that they get the drugs and pharmaceuticals from this company appointed depot. और stockist के पास कौन लेता है medicines? Chemist go and meet the stockist and they get the medicines. So it doesn't matter into which field you are. Probably some of you might enter into teaching, some of you might join the sales and marketing, some of you might join quality control or production department. It doesn't matter into which department later on in your life. We must know the supply chain of Indian pharmaceutical sector. So please remember this sector before I go ahead for further side. कंपनीज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव अपॉइंट करते हैं, वो डॉक्टर्स के पास जाते हैं, दे प्रमोट देयर प्रोडक्ट्स टू द डॉक्टर्स. हम डॉक्टर्स के पास जाते हैं एंड देन डॉक्टर प्रिस्क्राइब द मेडिसिन टू अस. देन उसके बाद हम केमिस्ट के पास जाते हैं एंड देन केमिस्ट गोज टू स्टॉकिस्ट फॉर bringing out the or to maintain the stock of the medicines. So in your life, in throughout your life, you please remember the supply chain of Indian pharmaceutical marketing system. Pharmaceutical, if you look initially, we have students discussed about the pharmaceutical marketing. So in the pharmaceutical marketing itself, students, pharmaceutical promotion is a specialized field. Why it has been called as a specialized field? Because promotion of products to the doctors is a very critical task. Why it has been called as a very critical task, students? Because the thing is that as you know, that doctors are very highly learned professionals, and because of their 6 to 8 years of study, they have studied the pharmacology also, they have studied the various subjects also. So they are well experienced, highly learned professionals, and they understand the pharmacology of the drugs also, they understand the human anatomy and physiology of the drugs also. So any person who is being appointed or who is being recruited as a medical representative or a pharmaceutical sales professional, that person usko human anatomy and physiology bhi malum honi chahiye, and he has to also understand the pharmacology of the drugs also. Why I'm saying that it's a specialized field? Because doctors are very highly learned professionals, and students, it's always difficult to promote the products to any person who is being already highly learned, particularly in that field. So pharmaceutical promotion is a very specialized field, and there are different techniques are also nowadays available to promote the products. But apart from that, कि अपने को उसमें से ह्यूमन एनाटॉमी एंड फिजियोलॉजी और फार्माकोलॉजी ऑफ द ड्रग का बेसिक नॉलेज होना चाहिए when you are promoting your products to the doctors. Because during your interaction with the doctors, sometimes ये जो medical representative doctors के साथ बात करते हैं ना, so during that discussion also sometimes doctor may ask you about the mechanism of drug action, doctor may ask you about the absorption also, doctor may ask you about the uses also. So it's a very specialized field and we have to understand it. In pharmaceutical marketing, promotional means the information activities, the purpose of which is to stimulate the prescribing. So why these pharmaceutical market sales and marketing activities are being carried out? They are being mainly carried out to stimulate the prescribing. जैसे डॉक्टर्स ये प्रोडक्ट्स लिखेंगे, when they write their prescriptions to their patients, then automatically sale will goes on. If you look at the definition, the main important part of this promotion is that it is mainly for these three activities. Why pharmaceutical promotion is there? It is mainly for creating an awareness of the product. Through this pharmaceutical promotion, we can, I can't say educate, but we try to bring an awareness of products to the medical community. And here we also try to create a positive image of the company. So the main important part of this pharmaceutical promotion is that here we are here to create an awareness of the product. Here we are to, I can't say educate, here we are trying to bring in additional information about that products, and we also try to promote the positive image of our company's products also. Lekin is what are the different tools which are being used nowadays, which has got an impact on the prescription practices? One is that competitive pricing is there, affordability is there, claimed efficacy of medicines, regular visits of medical representative, effective pharmaceutical detailing, availability of medicine, company image, and convenience and attractiveness of packaging. So students, these are the different promotional tools. Apart from students, apart from these two tools, There are other tools also which are being used by these companies to promote their products. But mainly these tools are being used by these companies to promote their products or to stimulate the prescribing, which has a direct impact on the prescription rate. कौन से है कि आपको मालूम रहेगा कि मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव व्हेन दे प्रमोट देयर प्रोडक्ट्स, दे वो लोग डॉक्टर्स को सैंपल्स देते हैं. कभी कभी ये जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स है, दे प्रमोट देयर प्रोडक्ट्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कॉम्पिटिटिव प्राइसिंग एंड affordability is also, then the claimed efficacy of medicine. Then this regular visits of medical representative is very important part, क्योंकि the representative, the one who is going to meet the doctors regularly and the one who is promoting their products to the doctors regularly, definitely it has got an impact on the prescription rate. Apart from that, students, effective pharmaceutical detailing is also important. What is detailing? Detailing का इसका मतलब क्या है कि whenever representative opens up their folder and whenever they promote their products to the doctor, जैसे वो लोग डॉक्टर्स को डिस्क्राइब करते हैं उस प्रोडक्ट्स को, वो जो मेथड रहता है, वो जो सिस्टम रहता है, that system has been called as the detailing. Availability of medicine is also important factor. इसमें availability क्यों important है? Because the thing is that whenever doctor writes any prescription to their patients, and if that product is not available with the nearby chemist, then that prescription goes bounced, and it's again very difficult for that company to generate the prescription. So students, इसमें क्या होता है, हो जाता है कि अगर डॉक्टर्स ने एक प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिख लिया and वो जो प्रोडक्ट है, if that product is not available in the nearby chemist, doctor will lose the impression about that product. क्या impression lose हो जाएगा डॉक्टर का, कि doctors will be under impression that ये जो products है, these products are कि nearby chemist के पास available नहीं है. So it will have an impact, bad impact on the company image. So whenever these representatives promote their products to the doctors, they always try to see that those products has to be available to the nearby chemist first, and then they go and promote their products also. Students, company image is also important. Whenever these representatives promote their products, or whenever these doctors write their prescriptions to the patients, company image has also got an importance, because there are many companies in India whose rating is also very high, and they have also invested a lot in terms of R&D also. So because of their involvement in the R&D, they have come up with new different products in the market. So ultimately, and sometimes these companies arrange some continuing medical educational programs for the medical community also. So all these factors has got a impact on the prescription practices, and all these factors also helps to stimulate the prescribing. So students, these are the promotional tools which are being generally practiced in the market. There are other tools also, लेकिन ये जो tools है वो, these are the common promotional tools. If you look at the factors which influences on the use of medicine, students, as I have presented it in a different manner, influence of drug discovery also, scientific information also has got an impact. Then social and cultural factors are there. Infrastructure also has an impact on the treatment of choice also. No need to go into detail about these factors, but you just remember all these promotional tools. Being as a students of diploma course, and some of you are into a degree pharmacy also, you can remember these promotional tools only. No need to go into further details. स्टूडेंट्स इन फार्मास्यूटिकल मार्केटिंग में कम्युनिकेशन क्या होता है और कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब क्या होता है. In pharmaceutical marketing, communication is most important part, and its main objective is to make an impression which is long lasting. Students, the person जिसका appointment हो जाता है medical representative or anyone who is being appointed into sales and marketing department, his communication has to be good, because he should have that ability to communicate effectively to the medical professionals. और students, इसमें क्या हो जाता है कि whenever these representatives very first time when he enters into the doctor's cabin, and when he tries to promote their products to the doctors, वो जो first impression रहता है, that impression becomes long lasting. सो कंपनीज क्या करती है कि उनका जो डिटेलिंग रहता है, जो इन लोगों का जो डिटेलिंग रहता है, कंपनीज इन्वेस्ट लॉट ऑन टू इम्प्रूव द डिटेलिंग प्रैक्टिसेस ऑफ दिस मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स. सो इसमें व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज दैट कम्युनिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज ये जो पहला कम्युनिकेशन रहेगा मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव का डॉक्टर्स के साथ, दिस कम्युनिकेशन इज गोइंग टू मेक ए big difference and which will remain for a long time. Number of products share the same attributes, and remembering brand name is difficult for doctors until rigorous efforts are taken. So it is very important to create a brand name and draw the attention towards a specific name. Students, as I said in the beginning, there are some products in the market where you can see that for a single molecule, 100 different brands are available in the market. So it has become difficult not only for the doctors also, but for the medical professionals also. Sorry, for the medical representatives also. But it has become very difficult for the doctors especially, because doctors are meeting at least 5 to 6 different representatives from different companies every day. So just imagine the situation, how these doctors will remember that particular brand. Now, in this case, companies have to take the rigorous efforts. They have to design the promotional strategies in a very different way through which they can create a brand name. So, because it will help to bring the doctor's attention to the specifically for that product also. Indian pharmaceutical industry's biggest challenge lies in reinventing the communication, and it has become extremely crucial to differentiate in the pharmaceutical marketplace through your communication. That's why students, again and again, I am saying that why communication is very important in the pharma industry. Because when the representative first, when his very first entry, or when he first enters and meets the doctors, that time his impression is going to be a long lasting impression. And depending on his selling skills, or depending on his what I can say presentation skills or detailing skills also, doctors makes their impression about that company's products. So here the main challenge is of lies is reinventing the communication, because in the market you can say that same products are having the same attributes. Now how you can differentiate your products? You can differentiate your products only on the basis of your communication. So that's why communication is very important, and companies are taking rigorous efforts to reinvent the communication. In today's competitive market and marketing environments, students, many national and multinational companies are operating, and these companies have gained remarkably because of their exceptional promotional or exceptional communication strategies for relationship building and sales promotion. Students, communication is not only important for effective detailing or to promote your products directly effectively to the chemist and to the doctors also, but apart from that, students, communication is also important to build a relationship. Now, as you know that being as a representative, or the persons those who are operating into the field, they have to not only promote their products to the doctors, but they have to develop and the relationship with the chemist and with the doctors. Students, at the on one hand we have to establish the relationship with the doctors also, customer, we have to maintain that customer relationship management. At the same time we have to build a good relationship with the nearby chemist also. Why we have to build a good relationship with the chemist? क्योंकि वहां के जो केमिस्ट है ना, वही अपने को इंफॉर्मेशन दे देते कि ये कंपनीज के प्रोडक्ट्स है, इनकी कॉस्ट ऐसी ऐसी है, और डॉक्टर जनरली इस कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट्स लिखते हैं. सो ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड बाय द chemist. So chemist is also the most reliable source of information through which companies can design their new, or companies can design their innovative product promotional strategies. Pharmaceutical companies have to primarily depend on the personal selling to communicate their medicines to the market, as the target audience and customers are different. As I said in one of my slides, what is the difference between pharma marketing and a consumer marketing? In pharma marketing, we cannot go and promote our products directly to the patients. Here, we go and promote our products only to the doctors, that is called as a physicians also, and then they write their products to the then they write their prescriptions to the their patients. लेकिन consumer marketing में ऐसा नहीं है, they can go and directly promote their products to the consumer. Pharmaceutical marketing में क्या है, ultimate consumer is different. In consumer marketing, ultimate consumer is the one who is directly going to consume the products. Limited direct contacts between representative and doctors have generated a growing interest in e-marketing techniques as a tool of supporting marketing communication. Students, as I said a few minutes back, it has become very difficult even for doctors also, because at least 4 to 5 representatives are daily meeting to the doctors, and it has become very difficult for them to spare a time for these representatives also, because especially in country like India, where you can look at the ratio of our population and the number of doctors available in the market, this ratio is very different. So nowadays doctors have also got a limited time to see these representatives or to meet these representatives. So within that limited, that representative has to create a long lasting impression, and that impression has to be should be a good impression. So because of this limited time, now what companies are doing nowadays, companies are using e-marketing technique. So with the help of these e-marketing technique, here the representative, there is no need for him to go directly and meet the physicians. Instead of that, they can apply with the help of this internet technology, they can apply this e-marketing technique, and doctors can also save their time. They can use these techniques or these promotional strategies, and they can see the availability, or they can see the developments in the products also. Students, being as a students of this pharmacy profession, we must know the product life cycle. जैसे एक कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट किसी मार्केट में इंट्रोड्यूस हो जाता है ना, so उसकी these are the 5 different stages that these products normally goes. One is that the first phase is called as the introduction phase. इसमें प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस हो जाता है. सेकेंड फेज जो रहती है, दैट फेज इज कॉल्ड एज ए ग्रोथ फेज. हियर हमने प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस किया, सेकेंड फेज में क्या हो गया, ग्रोथ हो गई. थर्ड फेज में नाउ दैट प्रोडक्ट हैज अचीव्ड ए मैच्योरिटी स्टेज, and the last stage comes, that is called as a decline stage. So pharma marketing product life cycle is little bit different from the consumer marketing. Now let's look at these all these 4 different stages in product life cycle. You can see this chart once again. Initial phase is called as introduction phase. second phase जो है उसको growth phase कहते हैं. third phase है उसको हम maturity phase कहते हैं, and the fourth phase is called as a decline phase. So any product which comes into a pharmaceutical, drugs and pharmaceuticals, all these products has to pass through this product life cycle. अभी इसमें इंट्रोडक्शन फेज में क्या हो जाता है, दिस फेज इज कॉल्ड एज ए प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च फेज. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं कि वी लॉन्च द प्रोडक्ट्स. इसमें हमारा गोल क्या रहेगा, आवर गोल इज टू अचीव द मैक्सिमम इम्पैक्ट इन ए शॉर्टेस्ट पॉसिबल टाइम एंड टू एस्टैब्लिश द प्रोडक्ट्स इन द डॉक्टर्स माइंड. कम से कम टाइम में here we try to launch our products. This phase of demands, it demands lot of inputs, like product detailing is there. Here we have to give physician samples, here we have to give reference materials also, and in this stage product sale is very low. Students, it is very interesting to note that you can learn it this product cycle in your studies later on, but you can see here how the what are the important stages in the product life cycle. ये जो पहली फेज है इसको हम प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च फेज कहते हैं. इसमें इस फेज में हमें मैक्सिमम इम्पैक्ट अचीव करना है शॉर्टेस्ट पॉसिबल टाइम में. मोर देन दैट, इस फेज का अदर रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, बिकॉज हियर वी आर लॉन्चिंग द प्रोडक्ट्स फर्स्ट टाइम, सो अपने को सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग इनपुट्स ज्यादा चाहिए. कैसे इनपुट्स, हियर वी रिक्वायर द सैंपल्स आल्सो, here we require the reference materials also, or any leaflets or any material which has been designed by the company. Here these materials is called as the supporting materials or promotional materials. So this phase demands a lot of inputs like product detailing, physician sample, reference material. But the main important part of this stage of this is that in this stage, product sale is very low. Here we are not concerned with the sale of the product. In this phase, we are concerned only with the effective launching of the product. Once your product is effectively launched, then there is a no concern in the further stages. Marketing promotional spend is highest at this phase of cycle. Definitely highest रह जाएगा क्योंकि why? Because there are some expenses on physician sample also. There will be some expenses on reference materials also. There will be some expenses on anything which has been designed by the company to promote their products also. So marketing promotional expenses जो है वो इस phase में ज़्यादा है, introduction phase में ज़्यादा है. So marketing promotional spend is highest at this phase of life cycle. Students, we have to remember it for long time. Manufacturing and supply chain distribution must be firmly established. Why we have to firmly established in product launch phase में? Because as I said in the beginning, whenever representative go and meet the doctor, and whenever doctor writes their products, and if that product is not available with the nearby chemist, then that prescription goes bounce. Then again, it's very difficult for all of us to get the prescriptions again from the doctors. So in the launch phase, students, it is very important to all of us that these companies always try to see that the product has to be available with the nearby chemist. That's why specifically here I have used the word supply chain, that is the distribution system must be firmly established. So before I go ahead for the next phase, students, please remember it. Product introduction phase में क्या हो जाता है? Here we have to achieve the impact in a shortest possible time. इसमें marketing and promotional expenditures will be very high because there are expenses on detailing, there are expenses on physician sample, and there are expenses on reference material. और इस phase में we have to see that supply chain activities must be fully activated, so there will not be any effect on it. It is vital that new product is available in all outlets and profits are absent because of high marketing and other expenses. As I said in the beginning, this is the phase here we take care about the effective launching of the product. Here the sale is very low, or I can say that sale is at a very minimal stage. So that's why I can say that profits are almost absent because of high marketing and other expenses. And this phase needs a lot of efforts to get a prescription from the doctors. Now, why I'm saying a lot of efforts are required? These efforts has to be generated from a person called as a medical representative. That's why again and again I am saying that the detailing factor is going to make a big difference. If you are good enough in your detailing, definitely doctor is going to write your products. So all these efforts are being, all these inputs are being provided by these companies to the medical professionals whenever they go and promote their products initially first time into the market. Now students, we have come into the second phase. This phase is the called as a growth phase. This is the time when the market accept the new entry of the product and when it also try to grab the market share. Growth phase involves the actual sale of the products and number of prescriptions should be increased. To achieve the maximum sale, it needs constant reminders of the doctors. Students, if you look at this chart, you can see we have discussed about introduction phase. Now we have entered into a growth phase. अभी ये growth phase में क्या हो जाता है? So here doctors have accepted the products. क्योंकि हमने doctors को product launch किया, so doctors have accepted the products. Now doctors have started writing the prescription of your products. So whenever doctor starts writing the prescription of your products, उसका automatically sale बढ़ जाता है और वो sale बढ़ने की वजह से the market share of that product ultimately goes up. So this is the phase which is called as, here we can say, the actual sale of the products. And number of prescriptions, companies try to see that how we can improve the or how we can stimulate the prescriptions, or how the prescription rate can be increased. In this phase, इस phase में दूसरी एक important चीज ये है कि here we try to achieve the maximum sale by constant reminders to the products. जैसे first phase में हमने देखा ना कि there are some leaflets also, there some reference material has also been designed by the company for the medical doctors. Second phase में क्या हो जाता है? Second phase में we go and meet the doctors and we give them the constant reminders about our products. Now this third phase, that is called as a maturity phase. We have discussed about introduction, growth, and now the third phase, that is called as a the third phase that is called as a maturity phase. इसमें क्या हो जाता है? This is the phase when the market no longer grows as the customers are satisfied with the choices available to them, and this stage market will get stabilized with very little or no expansion. पहले phase में हमने देखा the product was launched where the marketing and sales expenses were high. Second phase में हमने देखा कि growth phase was there where actual sale has been taken place, and here we try to give the constant reminders of our products to the doctors. Now this third phase is also very important, that is called as a maturity phase. In maturity phase, students, market no longer grows. Why no longer grows? Because that product has already established in the market and now customers are satisfied with the different choices which are being available to them. As like us, there are other companies also. They might be promoting the same kind of product to the medical doctors. So at this stage, the market gets stabilized. So in this stage, we can say that there is a very little expansion, or sometimes I can say that there is a no expansion also. But in this case, but in this phase, companies try to retain their market share, and sometimes companies may design the grant some price concessions also. Future growth is extremely low in this stage. In growth phase, future growth is there, but in maturity stage, you can see here future growth is extremely low, because competitors are always keeping a watch on this and they try to implement the new product promotional strategies, innovative packing, and modified communication strategies to capture the market share. अभी ये देखिए इसमें, now we have entered into a maturity phase. Now is maturity phase ko we have to extend it, as long as we have to extend this phase. Now how these companies will extend it? They will do some product differentiation, or sometimes they will bring some innovative packaging strategies also, or they will design some new communication strategies also, because their ultimate objective is to stimulate the prescribing or to generate the new prescription from the physicians, through which they can improve their market share. Now this last phase has come. This phase is called as a decline phase. Students, in this decline phase usually comes with increased competition. Here the market share has also been reduced, and more than that, the sales and profitability has also been almost lost. So this phase is called as a decline phase. This phase में students ये देखिए, this sentence is very important, this word is very important. This phase comes with increased competition. There are other companies also, they might have promoted the same kind of products to the doctors, so the competition has also been increased, and because of which the market share has also been reduced. And because once the market share is reduced, automatically students, sales and profitability has also gone down. In this phase, product innovation and changes in marketing strategies related to continuous hammering may help to avoid this phase. I can say it may help. Sometimes it may help to, if there is a continuous reminders are there, then it may help us to extend this phase. Last part is very important, extending the product life cycle. Students, as you know that there are many rural India is there still, and there is a many good market is available in rural India also. So Once the product has been stabilized or once the product has reached at a decline stage or a decline phase, sometimes companies may go to the rural market. They may explore that market also. So they geographically try to uncover the market which has been not touched by the other companies. Or sometimes they may change their packaging size also. Sometimes they may change the flavor of that medicine also. Sometimes color packagings are also being introduced. So their ultimate objective is to extend the product life cycle. Students, why I am saying that this product's life cycle is important, especially in case of pharmaceuticals, because you will be surprised to know that crores and lakhs of rupees are being involved in developing in R&D of pharmaceutical industry, and it takes almost 8 to 10 years to develop a single product. So you can understand the depth, or you can understand the level of expenses which are being incurred on the R&D. So companies try to promote their products in a very effective manner. Students, before I go ahead my further presentation or slide, please note that, please note that product life cycle is very important for the existence or for the survival of pharmaceutical industry. These are the four stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and the last is a decline phase. Now let's look at the some part of our pharmaceutical marketing or pharmaceutical promotion, that is product positioning. Students, what do you mean by positioning? First we have to understand the definition of positioning. Positioning is nothing but if you start communicating a product consistently to a target audience, the products gets positioned. Here companies have to decide their target audience. Students, you will be surprised to know that whenever companies promote their products, they make the list of doctors where you can see the categories of the doctors, means A category, B category, or C category. Category means they decide the doctors to whom they are going to promote their products. A means the doctors whose practice is at a very high level, and the doctors where we have already established the relationship. Second, B means where we can see the moderate practice, and third is a C category where the companies generally try to avoid it, but some companies also go and meet these doctors also. Category means that this category is decided on the basis of their rate of prescription or on the basis of their practice also. So product positioning is very important in pharmaceutical industry. As I said earlier, how the product positioning is being called, how the product positioning is being defined. If you start communicating a simple message, this word is very important, simple message, consistently, there has to be consistently to a target audience, the products get positioned in the doctor's mind. Positioning is not what you do to the product, but what you do to the minds of the customer, that is called as a doctor. Student, what is important in entire pharma industry is positioning. How you market your products, how you communicate your brands to the doctor is very important. So that's why purposefully here I have said that positioning is not what you do to the product, but what you do to the minds of the customer, that is doctor. Again, in this positioning, what is important? Communication strategies, as I said earlier. That's why companies are trying to reinvent their communication strategies. The purpose of positioning is to create a unique and favorable image in the minds of target customer. Target customers means all those doctors where we have decided the list of doctors to whom we are going to promote our products. So companies try to create a unique and favorable image in the minds of target customers so they can start prescribing your products. And once they start prescribing your products, automatically sale will be improved, and the ultimately the market share will also be improved. Building a differentiated brand positioning is a cornerstone of success in today's highly competitive market. As I said, for a single brand, 100 different brands are available in the market. So it's a cutthroat of competition. So we have to design a different brand positioning strategies. It requires a clear definition of a target to whom we are building the brand and the bundle of benefits that will drive the brand choice. It is important for all of us to know the perception of the brand in the doctor's mind before a positioning decision is taken. Sometimes students, companies are before any positioning decision is being taken. Sometimes these companies go and meet the doctors. They understand their needs. They understand their likes and dislikes about some specific therapeutic categories, and accordingly these companies, they study all the feedback which has been provided by these sales professionals, medical sales representatives, and accordingly they take their decisions. But this positioning has to achieve three main goals. कौन से goal हो सकते हैं वो? One is that it must be relevant, it must be differentiating. Why I am saying differentiating? Because as I said earlier, 100 brands are available with same attributes. Now how your product has been, because your product has to be differentiated from others, so they try to see that how these three goals can be achieved. One is that this entire communication or positioning strategy should be very simple and relevant, and it should be differentiating, and it should be simple also. Now, how this successful positioning takes place? One is that there has to be a clarity in the message that you are going to give to the doctors. Second thing is that there has to be a consistency. Consistency उसमें होनी चाहिए, उसमें credibility भी होनी चाहिए, and we have to understand the competitor strategies also, and accordingly we can prove our competitiveness also. So on these four different factors, I can say that successful positioning we can achieve. Product positioning is the process of matching product features to the needs of the selector market. Here we have to see the needs of the doctor, what benefits that this product is going to give to the doctors, and what features can substantiate the claim. Now, these are the four different ways or methods by which we can achieve the positioning. One is that positioning can be achieved with the help of product attributes. Positioning can be achieved with the help of price and quality. Sometimes companies can keep their prices low whenever they are launching their products very first time in the market. But at the same time, they will not compromise on the quality of the medicines. But at the same time, they will keep the prices of these medicines at a low level so that it will be convenient or it will be affordable for patients to go and buy those medicines. Positioning can also be achieved with the help of indications, also with the help of different uses. Some of these companies come up with some different uses or some indications through which the companies can achieve the positioning. Positioning can be achieved with respect to the competitors also. Again and again, I am saying that students, whenever these companies, they launch their product, they first study the competitor strategies. With the competitor strategies, they can design their own communication strategies and positioning strategies also. Now, students, in this entire positioning system, who is important? Now you have come to the conclusion that who is important? Physician. Physician is important. Now, these physicians means these medical professionals. These are very highly learned, experienced professionals. These professionals are very important, and they decide the fate of that product, or the survival of that product. So they are the main decision makers, because, as I said earlier, in pharmaceutical marketing, we go and promote the products to the doctors. Understand? We cannot promote our products directly to the patients. Here we have to promote our products to the doctors. That's why again and again I'm saying that physicians are decision makers, and physicians can decide the survival of that company, or physicians can decide whether this company is going to progress or not. Of course, doctors will give preference to those quality products, those who can save the products who can save their patients from the diseases. Physicians are the most important players in pharmaceutical sales. Convincing physician is the key to pharmaceutical sales, and using appropriate promotional tools, company can perform better than the competitors. Again, students, here I'm concentrating on physicians are the decision makers, because they decide the fate of the company. It is the doctor who decides which medicine a patient will purchase and which medicine that they will consume. That's why doctors are become most important part in pharmaceutical marketing, and so all companies make all efforts to have a good relationship with the doctors. Why? Because doctors are the decision makers. Even though students, if even though your detailing is perfect, even though you have come up with the good what I can say, labeling and packaging of for that particular product, but ultimate who is going to decide the fate of that product or the survival of that product? Physician is going to decide about that product. So apart from that, students, companies are also trying to refresh the knowledge of these doctors by arranging some continuing medical educational programs. And students, doctors are also interested in knowing the new products because they want to save their patients. Now, what strategies are being used generally for the doctors or for the physicians? Selection of customers through conduction of a detailed survey. क्योंकि क्या आ जाता है, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि कंपनीज एक सर्वे करती है, ए कैटेगरी डॉक्टर्स, बी कैटेगरी डॉक्टर्स एंड सी कैटेगरी डॉक्टर्स. Positioning of the product depend upon the prescribing habits of the doctors. They decide the prescription rate of the doctors, and they can also see the likes and dislikes of the doctors about that particular therapeutic category also. Detailing of the products to the physicians and providing free samples. इसमें these are some of the strategies. क्या हो सकता है इसमें? What strategies can company change? One is that they can improve their detailing practice. Second क्या हो जाता है? Sometimes companies can give free drug samples. ये जो physician samples रहते हैं ना, these samples are being generally provided by the medical representatives. वो doctors को देते थे. So doctors can use it for their patients also. A regular follow-up with the physician and chemist for continuity of prescription flow and availability. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार डॉक्टर को प्रोडक्ट प्रमोट कर दिया and doctors have now started prescribing your product. Then do you think that there is no need to go and meet the doctors? No. Again, we have to go and meet the doctors and we have to say thank you to the doctors for prescribing your products. And at the same time, we have to go and meet the nearby chemist also, so that chemist will also maintain the supply chain. He will also maintain the availability of the products, so that whenever doctors writes any prescription, that prescription will not be bounced. Companies can also provide the free informative literature also. ये देखिए कि हमने product launch किया, doctors have started prescribing the products, means we are into a growth phase. Even though we are into a growth phase, it's our job to give some informative literature. Reference material has to be provided to the doctors with some current advances in the medical sciences. Sometimes companies they organize the health checkup camps also for the physicians and patients, through which companies try to develop the relationship with the doctors and with the patients also. अभी केमिस्ट की स्ट्रेटजीज क्या हो सकती है केमिस्ट के लिए कंपनीज की? समटाइम्स दे कैन गिव डिस्काउंट टू द केमिस्ट को दे देते हैं ऑन परचेस. सम अच्छा परचेस रहेगा तो दे कैन गिव द डिस्काउंट. Sometimes they can give the additional bonus also on purchase of some specific products also. कभी कभी वो लोग गिफ्ट भी दे देते हैं. गिफ्ट कैन बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अम्ब्रेला or can be in the form of raincoat also. And sometimes the products gets expired, means their expired date वो expired हो जाती है, expired date हो जाती है, तो वो क्या करते हैं? Companies have to reimburse it. So these are some of the strategies that company use it for chemist. क्या क्या है strategies? एक तो discount दे देते हैं, additional bonus देते हैं, sometimes they can give the gift also, and जो products expire हो जाते हैं उसकी सब वो reimburse कर देते हैं. अभी होलसेलर और डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को क्या स्ट्रेटेजी रहेगी? क्योंकि हमने वी हैव सीन द सप्लाई चेन में हमने क्या देखा? देयर इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव who go and meet the doctors. Doctor write the prescriptions for their patient, and then patient goes to the chemist. But again, chemist has to bring some medicines na, he has to meet the wholesalers and distributors. Now ये जो कंपनीज के लोग हैं, वो लोग what strategy they will apply for distributors and wholesalers? One is that, as like chemist, they will also give some bonus on purchase of bulk purchase. अगर उन लोगों ने कुछ ज्यादा परचेस कर दिया तो they will give some bonus also. Sometimes they can give some cash discounts also on repayment before the credit terms. ये जो credit रहता है उस credit के पहले ही उन्होंने अगर what I can say, if they have paid their bills, then they can give some cash discounts also, and sometimes they can also provide some gifts and incentives also. Now we have come to the almost the last part of my presentation. So what is important, students, in this entire presentation is a CRM. CRM is nothing but the customer relationship management. Pharmaceutical companies are generally realizing that they can no longer afford to be only a product or a market focused. Hence, they have to focus on customer relationship management and again complete understanding of their potential current and potential customers. Students, as I said in the beginning, in the middle of my presentation, that companies prepare a list of doctors to whom they are going to promote the products. But there are, you can see that there is some new entry of to the doctors, new doctors, entry of doctors into the market also. So companies have to find out these new doctors also, and they try to establish the relationship with these new doctors also. Foundation of CRM in the pharmaceutical industry is based on the prescriber, that is doctor, and a sales force relationship. So students, what is more important in this pharma industry? The more important is focus on a physician, because physician is a decision maker. If we have to focus on a physician, then we have to maintain the customer relationship management. So the entire foundation in the CRM itself is based on the prescriber and sales force relationship. The representatives, the one whose detailing is good, the representatives who is going to provide, going to provide the good literature also, or the one who is providing some reference material also, definitely, and the representative who is going to meet the doctors regularly also, and the representatives whose products are also having good results. But apart from that, the prices of those product is also low as compared to the other companies. Definitely that representative is going to establish a relationship with the prescriber. Pharmaceutical companies rely on medical sales representatives to deliver a marketing message to the doctors, as I said in the beginning. If armed with the right information, representative can call on a doctors according to their likelihood of responding to specific brands and carry out detailing and sampling of specific brands also. Due to entry of more players in the market over the last decade, the success of pharmaceutical marketing has been shifted to a customer revenue from to customer profitability. So companies generally, what I can say, yes, I can say that their survival is there to earn the profit also, but they also try to see that how they can satisfy their customers. Now, how companies can satisfy their customers? Customers means doctors. They can satisfy their customers only by providing quality medicines, by keeping their prices low, by providing reference material, by providing literature material, and with good detailing practice, companies can achieve a better market share. Now, what are the challenges in this pharmaceutical marketing field, or in the sales and marketing field, I can say, or for the pharmaceutical industry itself, I can say that one is that, as you know, that there is a as compared to the sales and marketing, the investment in research and development department is little but low, and the cost of developing a new product is becoming very challenging, because as you know that it requires 8 to 10 years for a company to develop a new products. So huge investments are involved, are being incurred, expenses are being incurred on the research and development activities, so that becomes a huge challenge for the industry. The emergence of new media technologies, students, around 20 years back this technology was not available. So what was the ultimate source for all these companies was that they have to appoint the representatives, they go and meet the doctors. But nowadays, with the help of this new technology, because of this 21st century is witnessed with the big invention of internet. So with this new technology, new media technology, companies can promote their products through e-marketing technique. Apart from that, students continuing medical education can also be a source to our customers and to meet our consumers and customers also. So companies are also trying to arrange some these educational programs for the doctors or for the medical community through which they can bring these new developments to save the life
Excuse me,
of
sir.
their. Yeah, ma'am, please.
Sir, sorry to interfere in between. Actually, this meeting will end by 12:30.
Okay, okay.
So I will send a link, students, and you can join again on that link.
Ma'am, only one or two slides are left, ma'am. I can finish it. Just few minutes left.
Okay,
Nowadays,
fine, fine. Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you.
okay. Only 2-3 slides are left. Students, as I said earlier, the growing population of middle class families in India that make the scope and improvement of quality of life for students. If you compare the situation which was around 20 years back, and if you compare the situation today's situation, you can see that nowadays people are aware about healthcare. Awareness has been increased about the people. So the growing population of middle class has also been a challenge for all of us, and loss of product differentiation in the minds of medical practitioners. As I said, for a one brand, 100 different brands are available in the market, and there is a very little differentiation. So loss of product differentiation could be one of the reason, would be very difficult for the medical community. Reaching physicians and cost effectively. As I said, number of representatives at 4 to 5 representatives, they go and meet the doctors. So companies have to see that how they can make the best use of that limited time. So thank you very much to all of you for giving me this opportunity to interact with the budding pharmacy students. Before I conclude or I end my presentation, because there is a time constraint, I can say that I can see that the main important part of this entire pharmaceutical session is that there is a huge difference between pharma marketing and a consumer marketing. In pharma marketing, we cannot go and meet directly to the patients. Here we have to rely on physicians. We can promote our products directly to the doctors only, and then doctors promote their products to the then doctors write their products to the patients. So physician is the main decision maker who is going to decide the survival of this pharmaceutical industry. So thank you very much to all the officials of all Samstha officials of this CBS College of Pharmacy and Technology. I'm
Thank you so much,
also,
sir.
I'm also thankful to Principal Dr. Deepika Tagreja ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Students, it was a great lecture. I hope all of you have gained good experience from this lecture. Any queries, any questions, student, you want to ask? Okay, students, if you don't have any queries, we end up with the seminar. Darshna ma'am,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
there?
Yeah,
Excuse me,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, student. Now you can, if you have any queries, you can ask.
Ma'am, I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
Prasad sir is leaving.
No doubt, we are there to solve the queries of the students.
Okay, okay.
First of all, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, myself Deepak from D Pharmacy first year. मैम एक्चुअली मुझे ये पता करना था, जैसे सर ने एक ग्रेट लेक्चर दिया है, ये हमारे लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा। बट मैम सर ने जो बताया है वो बताया है, अगर हमारी नौकरी, हम किसी मार्केटिंग लाइन में काम कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद हमें अपना प्रोडक्ट कैसे बेचना है। तो अगर मैं, लेकिन इससे पहले ये अगर सर ये बताते कि हमें नौकरी कैसे मिलेगी, या फिर जब हम स्टार्टिंग में ज्वाइन करते हैं किसी भी कंपनी में, तो उस टाइम में जो जो प्रॉब्लम आती है वो हम कैसे फेस करें, तो मैम आई थिंक वो ज़्यादा बेटर होता। तो मैं आई नीड ए, मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा मैम कि अगर हो सके तो एक सेमिनार इस पे भी रखवा दो, जिसमें हमें ये बता सके कि हम नौकरी में स्टार्टिंग में क्या फेसिंग होती है। और
सही बात है, सही बात।
बेटा, आपका थॉट बहुत करेक्ट है, बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन जब तक आपको ये नहीं पता होगा कि मार्केट का कंसेप्ट क्या होता है, तब तक हम आपको सेकंड स्टेप के लिए कैसे ट्रेन कर देंगे। ये चीजें आप इनफैक्ट अपनी बुक्स में, अपने सिलेबस में भी पढ़ोगे। जब तक आपको ये नहीं पता कि प्रोडक्ट की लाइफ साइकिल कैसे होती है, उसके बेस नहीं पता होंगे, तब तक आप वो सेकंड स्टेज पे मूव ऑन नहीं करने के लिए ठीक रहोगे। हमेशा पहले उसका बेस पढ़ते हैं, एंड बेस मोस्टली थ्योरेटिकल और थोड़ा सा कम इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है स्टूडेंट्स को, लेकिन उसको पढ़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। जो चीज आप डिमांड कर रहे हो वो लेटर स्टेज की चीज है, वो आपको एक बार नहीं 4-5 बार कराई जाएगी सेमिनार्स के थ्रू, लेकिन उससे पहले इस चीज को करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होता है, जो आपने आज करी है ये चीजें। ठीक है, वो चीज आएगी, लेकिन वो सेकंड स्टेज पे आती है बेटा, अभी नहीं आने के वो फेस, वो आपका अभी नहीं आएगा, आपको वो चीज अब कराई जाए। ठीक है, और किसी को कोई डाउट?
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
कोई और स्टूडेंट को कोई डाउट बेटा?
किसी और स्टूडेंट की क्यों दी है?
मैम एग्जाम के लिए पूछना था।
वो आप
वो आप अपने
कोऑर्डिनेटर
कोऑर्डिनेटर से पूछो। ठीक है,
ओके मैम, ओके मैम।
चलो ठीक है, फिर हम एंड अप करते हैं सेशन को। ओके ओके स्टूडेंट्स, थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू, टेक केयर।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू मैम।